Imagine trying to build a shelter with your bare hands. No metal, no machines, not even a simple hammer. It sounds almost impossible. Yet somehow, thousands of years ago, ancient humans managed to shape stones, crack bones, build shelters, and slowly change the future of our entire species. But here's the mystery. How did the very first hammer come into existence? Did one incredibly intelligent person invent it overnight? Or was it nothing more than a lucky accident that completely changed human history? Surprisingly, the first hammer wasn't made in a workshop. It wasn't made from metal, and it definitely didn't look anything like the hammer sitting in your toolbox today. In fact, the earliest version was so simple that many people today wouldn't even recognize it as a hammer. Yet without this tiny invention, there would have been no houses, no swords, no ships, no giant pyramids, and perhaps no modern civilization at all. So who really invented the first hammer? What problem forced ancient humans to create it? And why do archaeologists believe this simple tool became one of the greatest inventions in human history? Today, we're traveling back millions of years to uncover the incredible story behind humanity's very first hammer. And the truth is far more surprising than you think. Thousands of years before cities, kingdoms, or even written language existed, human life was a daily battle for survival. Every sunrise brought a new challenge: finding food, escaping predators, protecting their families. One wrong decision could mean death. Back then, humans had no powerful tools, no sharp knives, no axes, and certainly no hammers. If they wanted to crack open a nut or break the bones of a large animal to reach the nutritious marrow inside, they had only one option: their bare hands. But human hands weren't strong enough. Again and again, early humans failed. Food was wasted. Bones remained unbroken. Hard seeds stayed locked inside their shells. They desperately needed something stronger than their own bodies. Then, something unexpected happened. One day, an ancient human picked up a heavy stone. At first, it wasn't an invention. It was simply the nearest object on the ground. Out of frustration, or perhaps curiosity, they slammed the stone against another rock. Crack! For the first time, a hard shell shattered instantly. A bone split open. Inside was rich, nutritious marrow, one of the most valuable food sources in the prehistoric world. That single moment changed everything. Humans suddenly realized something incredible. A stone wasn't just another rock. It could multiply their strength. It could do work that human hands never could. This simple discovery gave early humans a huge advantage over other animals. They could now access food that many predators couldn't. They wasted less energy. They survived longer. But this was only the beginning. Because these early stone hammers were crude, heavy, and difficult to control. Soon, humans faced an even bigger question. Could they make this tool even better? The heavy stone worked, but it had one major problem. Every time early humans used it, they had to grip the rock tightly with their bare hands. It was uncomfortable, it was slow, and sometimes it slipped from their fingers, causing painful injuries. The tool gave them more power, but they still couldn't control it. For thousands of years, humans searched for a better way. Then came another breakthrough. One day, someone noticed that a strong tree branch fit perfectly in the hand. What if, instead of holding the stone directly, they could attach the stone to a wooden handle? It sounded simple, but making it work was incredibly difficult. There was no glue, no nails, no metal, no rope like we use today. So ancient humans turned to nature. They twisted tough plant fibers into cords. They used animal tendons that became incredibly strong when dried. Some even discovered that natural tree resin became sticky when heated over a fire. Slowly, after countless failures, the stone and the wooden handle finally became one tool. For the first time in history, the true hammer was born, and the results were astonishing. With a handle, every swing became faster. Every strike became stronger. Humans could hit with far greater force while using much less energy. Suddenly, Jobs that once took hours could be completed in minutes. They shaped wooden poles more easily. They cracked larger stones. They built stronger shelters. And they began creating better tools from other materials. The hammer didn't just solve one problem. It unlocked hundreds of new possibilities. It became the foundation for nearly every important invention that followed. But perhaps the biggest surprise was still waiting, because ancient humans soon discovered that this simple tool could do far more than build. It could completely change the future of civilization. The invention of the hammer wasn't just another step in human history. It was the beginning of a completely new era. With a stronger hammer, ancient humans could shape wood more accurately. They could break larger stones into useful pieces. They could build safer shelters that protected them from rain, cold, and dangerous predators. But that wasn't the biggest change. As generations passed, humans kept improving the hammer. Simple stone heads were carefully shaped. Then they learned how to polish stone, making hammers stronger and more durable. Thousands of years later, another incredible discovery changed everything once again. Humans learned how to work with metal. First came copper, then bronze, and finally iron. Each new material made the hammer stronger than ever before. Suddenly, people could build larger homes, create stronger tools, craft better weapons, and even construct the first great civilizations. Think about it for a moment. Without a hammer, there would have been no wooden ships crossing the seas, no massive temples, no castles, no towering bridges, and perhaps no modern cities. One simple tool quietly became the foundation of nearly everything humans built. What's even more fascinating is that the basic idea has never changed. Walk into any workshop today, and you'll still find the same simple design: a heavy head attached to a handle, almost identical to the concept discovered by our ancient ancestors thousands of years ago. That's why many historians consider the hammer one of the most important inventions in human history. It didn't just help humans build objects, it helped build civilization itself. So the next time you see a hammer lying in a toolbox, remember, you're looking at the result of thousands of years of human curiosity, experimentation, and survival. A simple invention that quietly changed the world forever. If you enjoyed discovering the incredible story behind humanity's first hammer, you'll love the next journey into our ancient past. What invention should we uncover next? Was it the first axe, the first knife, or the first shield? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoy exploring the forgotten inventions that shaped human civilization, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us for the next adventure.